Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I would like to share to you guys my 3-month experience using the Macbook Air M4, specifically as a vocational high school like myself, majoring in UI UX design. So here in this video, I'll talk about how it performs for studying, designing, and doing daily tasks, and whether it's really worth the money for students like us. So first off, I would like to talk about portability and the design. For me, the design is very clean and sleek, especially for a design student. It's very simple, clean, and aesthetic. And I like specifically about this new color for the M4 model, which is the sky blue color. Even though it looks fairly blue, but I still feel like it's a very clean and nice color. And for the portability, I think it's a very huge win. Especially as a student, you're always moving between classrooms, libraries, and sometimes even working in cafes. So the MacBook Air M4 is super thin and lightweight. It honestly feels like you're just carrying a normal notebook. That makes a big difference when you already have sketchbooks, drawing tools, or even textbooks in your bag. Just look at this. It's super thin, bro. Look at that. So, the next is about the design of the display quality. So, for UI UX designing, especially, the display really matters because you have to carefully craft your design with the correct color schemes, especially in the display. So, the liquid retina display is very sharp in this screen. It has a great color accuracy, so when I'm working on Figma or in Illustrator, I can trust that what I design will actually look very good and consistent. But it is also a downside because the MacBook Air M4 still doesn't have ProMotion or mini LED display like their brothers, which is the MacBook Pros. It's not 120 Hz screen, it is still 60 Hz, and it's still using an LCD screen. But for school projects, I feel like the display is already more than enough because it still looks very great. Now I'm going to talk about performance-wise. But for me, performance-wise, after 3 months of using the MacBook Air, the M4 chip is super reliable. It's very efficient also. If you try to open applications, it runs flawlessly, like Figma, even with multiple files and components that is opened on a single file on the same time and the same application. Even opening Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator also runs smooth for editing icons, images, and mockups. I even tried a little bit of editing in Final Cut Pro and also DaVinci Resolve, which both are considered pretty heavy, especially when you're trying to render and edit some good quality videos. I mean, it works, but if you are expecting for super fast rendering, don't expect the MacBook Air to be that fast. But it still handles it pretty well. And I say for day-to-day school projects, it's very powerful enough. And as a student, I'm usually multitasking, such as researching design trends on the browser, taking notes, and also working on wireframes all at once. So the MacBook Air handles that without lagging, especially with the help of the M4 chip. As I said before, it's very efficient and very fast. And macOS itself helps with managing windows and focus, so it keeps my workflow organized. And this is one of the best features on the MacBook Air, which is about the battery life, is definitely one of the best parts of the MacBook is about battery life. Even the MacBooks itself is very popular about their battery life. On a normal school day, I can go from morning to afternoon classes without needing to charge. And sometimes if I only open just 2 apps like Figma and my browser, then I can even get a full 2 or 3 days without needing to charge. That's huge because power outlets in everywhere, especially in classrooms, aren't that always available. In vocational school, especially UI/UX design, you'll often have group projects, online presentations, and portfolio work. The MacBook Air makes all of this very smooth and clean. Especially if you try to open Google Meet or Zoom, it runs very quickly without overheating. The mics and speakers are very clear. The camera is updated from last year's model, which makes it very clean and very good. And AirDrop makes it easy to share files quickly with classmates who also use Apple devices. So, is it the best and the perfect laptop for students? I'd say it is almost perfect. Let's be real. The MacBook Air still has some downsides to it, especially the port situation. It's still very annoying because you only get 2 USB-C ports. So if you need other port options, like if you need USBs, HDMI projectors, or connecting SD cards, you'll definitely need an extra dongle. And another downside is the price if you are still on a tight budget. But for me, especially for students, I think it's already worth the price, because compared to last year's price, this year's model, the M4, is already an upgrade because the Apple has lowered the price from $1,099 to $999 only. And if you want to do heavy 3D rendering or gaming, this is not the right laptop. Even though the M4 can handle some projects and some heavy rendering, but it's not as efficient and as fast as using a MacBook Pro or other professional laptops. So, after 3 months, do I think that the MacBook Air M4 is worth it for vocational high school students, especially in designing? Honestly, for me, yes, if your budget allows to buy a MacBook. It's portable, powerful enough to open simple apps like Figma or Adobe products, has an amazing display for design work, and the battery life is perfect for long school days or long work days. Plus, it's a laptop that will stay fast for years, so I'd say it's like a bit of a more long-term investment. So if you're serious about doing design or a bit of programming and want a laptop that works just as good, the MacBook Air M4 is definitely worth considering. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if this video helped you out. See you guys in the next video. Thank you.